Derpy, how are you going, man? Welcome in. Welcome in, brother. How are the goods? And what is good? Eric Petersman, how are you going, man? Good to have you on board. Very good. Today I am planning to do a game analysis of a game that I'm presenting before we might look into games provided by the audience. But as usual, we shall begin our day with solving a week full of daily puzzles, for which I need to go onto a different cut, which I never know which one it is. Maybe this. Oh, hello. That was cool. All right, we need to go back to about 2024. How far back am I now? Derpy, I'm very glad. Code in the house. Code in the house. I looked at it, Code. I've seen it already. Holy smokes, I'm back already in 2023. Alright. So, 1 week full of puzzles. Let's see how the coach does it. Hello, Seb. So this looks like knight e5, bishop d5, c4, d5, and we're forking everybody. Let's see if I am correct. Yep. Okay, easy peasy. On to the next. This looks like check, checkmate. Knight here, knight here. So the trick is not to go here, because then rook g8 is not made, because that's covered by the knight. So we go check here, double check, by the way. So the king had to move, and then mate here. Daniel Sella, welcome in. Welcome. Good to have all the beasts in the house. Isn't it h4? d7, rook d7, and the bishop is trapped. No? Oh, b4 is what we missed. Right, so the idea is that if queen takes, then bishop here. So we need to hide the queen, and I reckon this is gonna be the path. Hello, Mora. How are you going, man? Ooh. Sheesh. What? Oh, it's queen c3. Okay, I think rook, queen d5 is wrong on account of rook d1, queen e6, d7 check. And then maybe the rook, the bishop will find the square somewhere on the diagonal. So it's queen c3. Yeah. Okay, that was an uncharacteristic early mistake. This is bishop g5, bishop f3, queen d2. This is a motif. Once you see, you must remember for the rest of your life. It is an eternal tactic that everyone has to remember. Bishop g5 looks like a losing move because bishop f3. And then if I take back with either, this falls. But in fact, queen d2 is totally fine. Traps the queen, GG. If queen d4, bishop b5 check, and we still pick off the queen. Not take, because then knight takes, defends the queen. Take, and now they can't take the bishop because of mate. Audio good, by the way? This looks like check here. Wait, what does it actually look like? No, it doesn't. It looks like check, check, and mate. Yeah, okay, we got this. All right, so the idea here is to clear the path of the bishop to g3 and then mate here. So clearance, sacrifice, check, check, and Matutski. On feel, I would love to play here queen here, but actually it's going to be queen h8. King takes, rook check, king up, knight f6, king g7, rook g8. This is a textbook case of you always start looking at the most ridiculous moves and they just work. So check there looks like absolute nuts, and in fact that is our solution. Beauty. Check, check. The e6 pawn is the hero of the day, by the way, because this wouldn't be checkmate without the pawn covering f7. Nice. And then lucky last, the hardest. So logic would suggest to start with rook check. And now king h8 loses to this. So I'm expecting king f8. Knight check. Knight takes allows us to bring the queen in on both of these. Oh, then rook g8. No, not yet. Wait. No. Right knight, welcome in. Hajrá! Magyar csávó! Azt csipázzuk, gyerekek. Szevasz, jó barát. Szaladjál a YouTube-ra. Sorry, excuse me guys. I had to talk a bit of Hungarian. Right knight, can you please go over to YouTube and chuck a sub to me? I'm also streaming there, by the way. So one more time. Rook check, king f8, check, knight takes, let's say queen h8, king e7. And I'm not digging that, so I feel like it's more queen g7, king e7. And even that feels a bit weak. Oh! Oh, I get it. I get it. It's rook g1, king f8, and then knight e6 check. Facilitating the capture on f6 with a check. And the rest is carnage. Nice. Nice. Wow. Murata Bionic is scoring goals in the rapid contests. Very good, man. Very good. So I already considered the puzzle solved here. I didn't look on, but queen e6 and then rook g8 mate is gonna do the damage. Yeah. We done. We done. We done. Right knight, where are you from, brother? Which part of Hungary am I blessed with? Right, do we want one more week? Yeah, we do. And then we are going to start with the game analysis. Okay, let's go one more week. So the big question is, how do we take on c4? And the answer is that we take with the rook, rook takes, and then we take this and we keep the piece. Oh, you're from Brussels! Right. So do you actually speak fluent Hungarian, or you, based on how you spelled it, word I take that you are completely fluent in Hungarian? So it's check, check, king key check, knight blocks, and then we cry. Oh, it's just check, check, and pick off the rook. Cheeky. Grandparents from Moldavia. Wow, that's a fairly mixed up family. That's cool, man. Cool. Cool. I'm very glad to have you on board, brother. How did you find me? Like, it's absolutely ridiculous o'clock in Brussels right now. What the hell are you doing? It's gonna be bishop f2, queen g3, and then mate. Again, a textbook pattern that once you see, you're not allowed to not see it ever again. Like, you just immediately home in on it. If the king goes to h1, it's mate on f2. If the king goes to f1, then it's still mate on f2, but with a different piece. So check king f8. Oh, the check on a3. Aye, the long move, baby. The long move. Ay. Nice. Schach. Natürlich. Kenrax, welcome in, brother. And now rook e7 looks to do the job. With various mate threats. You don't trade queens here, guys. Like, no chicken bullshit chess. High T chess, yeah? We take with the rook, threatening all kinds of discovered checks, and the mate in 1 on e8 next. This looks like rook f2, queen f2, knight g3. Very similar to the puzzle 2 puzzles ago. So let's go. And now you need to know this. Except that doesn't work. So what do we need to know here? What am I missing? Rook h1, king h1. Huh. Oh, it's just queen g3. I'm being an idiot, right? Yes. Yes, I'm being an idiot. No surprises there. This is a very famous one. And this is already the halfway through the solution. So the idea here, it's a really, really cool puzzle. Does anyone remember? I solved this puzzle already on chat before, on stream before. It's a really, really cool puzzle. I'm not gonna solve it. I will leave it for the chat. Your tactics are so stupid, it's crazy. What do you exactly mean by that code? Oh, as in I am insane. No, not really. It's just many, many years of practice and experience, man. It makes it look effortless, which actually, it's not effortless, but somewhat effortless. That's the whole idea of solving a lot of puzzles, by the way, that after a while it becomes effortless. Anyway, is there anyone in the chat who knows the answer to this one? Well, imagine if I weren't good at it. Nah, 94 is on the wrong side of things in the sense that checks, captures, threats is your mantra. You are never ever stepping out of that order. So you always start with the checks, then the captures, then the threats. So until you exhausted all checks on move 1, you literally denied from looking at captures. You have to religiously follow this. And the reason for that is because typically that leads you to the fastest solution possible. It's a really, really beautiful mate pattern that is very rare. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint about how I came by the solution when I solved this first. So I wanted to make a checkmate based on queen g4, which didn't work because of here, right? And then I thought, well, there are lots of knight checks around. So what if I start with knight check, takes, queen check, king here, and then take? And by the way, this is a very, very good method to solve puzzles. Work with me here. So I calculated knight d4, bishop d4, queen g4, king e3, yeah? And then e takes d4 check. And at this point, I realized to myself that if white didn't have the pawn on e4, e takes d4 would be mate. Whereas now, after knight d4, bishop d4, queen g4, king e3 takes, the king can just take, and likely the king then will run off this way. Yeah? So that's when I realized that in order to make that pattern happen, I need to go check, bishop takes, check, king e3, and then knight check on d5, forcing the pawn to take, and then e d4 is mate. And now you see again my mantra, checks, captures, threats. Look at the solution. Check, 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 mate. No captures, no threats, pure checks all the way. And my coaching philosophy is that once you reach a certain level of chess, I consider these puzzles to be easy. And the reason why, because if you do what I tell you to do, which is what every coach who is worth what they are doing should tell you, checks capture threats every time you're solving positions where you feel there is a tactic. I'm just following my own instruction. I just tried all the checks. It's a big permutation because obviously they can happen in a large variety of orders, but because we are chess players, we know that they make sense only in certain way, right? And actually it's a small permutation because on the first move you have 2 checks, now you have 1 check, now you have got 2, well, not counting the weird queen checks, this and this, and that's it. It's all checks. Yes. Yes, Cody. There's a whole entire chapter dedicated to this calculating method in my course with Judith Polgar. This is a very famous study. Like, you either know this or you don't, and if you don't, you're cooked. Basically, that's what it is. So the idea here, I just need to get the move order right now in my head. Yeah, we play d3. They play a2, and then you play c4 check. And at that point, if they unpass on you, then bishop catches the pawn, while also keeping our d pawn. If after d3, a2, c4 check, they go back to e6, then you take the d4 pawn, and we code the pawn again. And the most beautiful part, d3, a2, c4 check, king here to defend the pawn. You go king b7, they promote to queen, and bishop e7 is checkmate. Did we follow that? Yeah, it's a very, very famous study. Very famous study. Shout out to Tikari and Jazz. The legends are joining in too. Shakmatutski. Alright. That will do the warm-up phase, ladies and gentlemen. You should be ready now for the real deal. Which is when we go to our favorite segment, which is the anal board. And I'm going to show you a game, which I thought I copied in already. And it turns out that I just got rid of it because I am a walking potato. So bear with me because I need to recover this masterpiece. This is gonna be an evergreen topic which people still misplay all the time. Found a marvelous example to demonstrate, so let's kick off. The evergreen topic. Code, I will do that after this. I wanted to get through this today because I wanted to do something ever so slightly different. Just green dude. By the way, I don't want to be pushy as hell, but right now, did you check out my YouTube? Right, so we are going to go into a Tarrasch defense. And in the Tarrasch, we are going to eke out an IQP. Now, in this position, the best move for white is actually c5. It's one of those cases when releasing tension is beneficial to us because black can't undermine the pawn on the pawn chain on either end. e5 obviously is hanging, and b6 is really bad on account of bishop b5. And then after bishop here, take, knight e5, or even just b4, and white is going to do really well. The key that you must understand about this structure is that when they take, yes, which way do we take back with? It's very important. This is something I got wrong in my life for decades before I actually dedicated some time to understanding what was going on. And I have been killing with it forever. Davis as. How are you going, man? Yes, it is the d-pawn. This is the key. When I first saw this, I went like, wait, what? But the more you look at it, the more it makes sense. The white pawn chain is very, very oppressive. We are already threatening to play b5, c6 with terminal consequences, whereas the black pawn chain is beautifully blockaded on these two squares. And in fact, the blockade can be further enhanced by moves such as bishop f4, queen d4, bishop e5, or knight e5 if need be, and we are golden. In strong contrast, after bc, we don't have anything to play for. The only thing you have is one knight e5 tempo, and as soon as they deal with it one way or another, you cannot really make shite happen. Oh, Davis, you are playing the club players d4. Good. This is actually in the course too. So, yeah. Bishop d3 was played. This is inaccurate because now we lose a tempo here on that trade, which is a bit suboptimal, but playable. Playable. But yeah. I wouldn't say we lose a tempo, but it's not the best IQP you can ever get into. Okay, what is one of the most typically played moves in this position for white? Oh, Davis, you fucking legend. Just so that we're clear on that, by the way, the CPR series is now available in book format. My proudest piece of work to date. It's weird because of the green screen. It's kind of cancelling out the background. Oh, legend. Legend. And yes, tactics is correct. d5 is the move. Now, regrettably, this is only good for an equal position here according to the engine, because we haven't got the rook on e1 yet. So, if we did... Center, baby! Center! Have you shown him, Davis, my merch? The center merch? Hello? Dude, he has to have a center jumper. No less. Otherwise, he doesn't count as a human. So yeah, d5 here is not as effective as usual because the rook is missing from e1. If we had the rook on e1, this would be a literal knockout. As is, black holds. Oh, get out of town, Davis. Come on, man. Minor investment and it's a beaut to wear. And like, you only want to wear it to the chess club anyway, and I don't think that the missile follows you to the chess club, right? Like, you married very poorly if the missus goes with you to the chess club, let me tell you that. That is in the rulebook of chess players that we don't marry chess players, right? Sorry, I hope I didn't offend. I hope that your wife is not a chess player. You married great, meaning they don't even know the rules. B Concord, welcome in. Anywho, rook e1 was played, b4 was played, tuck, 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 and bishop b1. Now, black rook on e8 is not really that great because very often, as you will see in this game, by the way, you need a defender on f7. Right, so now this is where things get exciting. All right, let's start playing chess moves for white. No, actually, this position is dead even and, in fact, ever so slightly preferable for black. Whoa! Hello? Davis with the 10 subbies. Holy shimazoli. That is wild, man. Thank you. Thank you. What a legend. Thank you so much. So what's the move? Why do you want to go to e4, Concord? That would indicate that you're desperate to trade pieces, which is what black wants to do, right? We want to do the opposite. We want to avoid trades. H4 is acceptable. I don't think it does much. Yeah, Cody is correct, and Davis is also correct. 95. 95. Typically speaking, when the knight abandons c6 in IQP structures, that is an invitation for you to go in. If they leave the center, you occupy the center. Rook c8. And at this point, white came up with a very quirky move that I really do like as an original idea. I don't think it's objectively great, but it's a very, very cool way to play this position. Yeah, rook e3 is on the right track. G4, holy Moses, man. G4. That is a way to commit suicide. Dude, you can't play a move like this in an open position like this. That's not Mamedyarov. That is suicide. Mamedyarov would never play G4 here. Mamedyarov would actually play one of the moves that you recommended. It's not quite rook e3, but similar to that. Yeah, with a diagonal like this, man, it's death. It is absolute death. Yeah, rook a3 was played. Rook a3. Now, rook a3 is played in the anticipation that black wants to reroute the knight to d5, which is what they should do, right? Because the idea is to blockade the square in front of the isolated pawn. And part of the idea is, of course, to try trading pieces. So expecting knight here is very, very logical. And if they do that, what is our response? Green dude, moves like queen b3 don't get you anything, mate, because that's an illusion that you're controlling this square. You're not. Because I'm controlling it by 5,000 pieces. You're covering it by 2. So it doesn't matter what you do with white. You're never going to obtain d5 central control here. So much rather than trying to fight it, you need to play around it. And in that spirit, rook a3 I think is a really, really cool way to play. Yeah, so the plan after knight e5, of course, is to take the knight and then swing the rook across. And this is really, really fabulous because if you look at the position now, right? Like, have a good look at this. Now we can safely say that on the king side, we have got an attack brewing. This is a nasty attacker. The bishop hasn't moved, yet it's more or less developed because I'm ready to jump at the king as well. And the knight on e5 is also very oppressive, hitting f7. So now black needs to be very precise with the defense. Yeah, bishop placement here and here is stock standard in many Spanish Ruy Lopez variations. If you happen to have my development course on Chessable, I discussed this, that bishops very often function as developed pieces on the back rank, provided that you don't have rooks on either side that you need to connect, right? But as soon as you don't have a rook to worry about because it's completely stuck out of the game, these two bishops don't necessarily need to be moved to be meaningfully be part of the action. In particular, the b1 doesn't. So rook fd8 played. Bishop h6 played. Bishop f8 played. And this is actually a game-losing blunder. But White failed to capitalize on this. Yeah, bishop f8 was really bad. g6 had to be played. Now d4 is on. And here the move is similar to what happened in the game, is queen e2. Now who can tell me why black can't capture d4 now? Against the... Sorry, can't read your name. Send me an email, buddy, on ChessCoachAndras@gmail.com. I don't respond to coaching inquiries on chat. My username at gmail.com. Yeah, so after queen d4, knight f7 is game over. King takes, queen e6, backhand mate. Yeah. Now, that being said, of course, queen d4 is not forced. And in fact, if black plays here one of the smarter moves, for example, rook d6, to prepare queen d4, it's still very much in doubt whether white has enough for the attack to break through. But now, for example, we can throw in B. Concord's idea of h4 and h5 to soften up g6. And the fun continues. Right, so the game continued bishop f8. And the first tactic that was missed in the game, beautiful game-winning tactic, is here. Yes, tactics, usually speaking, if the attack fails, then it's not like, okay, we fall back to equality. No, we get absolutely butchered then. So you better break through. So the idea is indeed the spectacular bishop takes h7. What's the win after king takes? Correct. Bishop takes f6 is a blunder here. Because then after bishop takes, I no longer have to take, I can go here. And although white is better here, but not by much. Whereas if you take it right now, then there is a huge difference. White has got an absolute belter of a finish here. This idea alone was worth for you tuning in, if you can find a win here for white. It's absolutely mental. Full lines, please. It is so sexy. Once you see this idea, you don't want to watch any Sydney Sweeney movies anymore. Yes, B Concord. Beauty. Beauty. That's how you outdo Sydney Sweeney. Bishop h6, GH, and then let's hang the queen as well. And now queen f7 mate is on, and the queen is immune to capture because of mate down here. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the clap. Thank you for the standing ovation. Thank you. Unknowns, unknowns. It wasn't played actually. Bishop h7 was missed. So the idea of bishop h7 is that after king takes, you take f6, and that removes the defender of h5. They take, check, check, and mate. I mean, they can block with the bishop and then mate. Colin, welcome in. Now, the king f8 line is absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. This is bonkers city. Yeah. Right on. So white missed that, and they played queen e2, which indicates that they saw the idea that queen d4 was met by knight takes. And black was aware too, and they started inching out of this business. Now there is a very cool move here too that allows white to pull ahead at least a little bit. But now we are not talking about forced wins or anything of that kind. It's a lot less impressive. Bishop f6, bishop f6, bishop e4 doesn't do much. I can just take it and we trade queens, which you certainly do not want. Have I seen adults, say 25 plus, significantly improve their calculation and visualization skills? Yes, I have. Of course I have. Multiple times. Yeah, that is absolutely easily doable. Not even a question. Murata Bionic, unfortunately bishop takes queen h5 no longer works because I can just take e5. I mean, many of my students have improved several hundred rating points. You can't accomplish that without improving all facets of the game, in particular calculation and visualization. It's hard, right? Like, I don't want to sound like, oh yeah, every day. No, it's difficult, but doable. Yes, bishop takes h7 is a surprising shot this time. The idea is that now after knight takes, we still have queen h5 with mate. And we are also hitting the knight. If knight takes here, we have got checkmate down there. That's not bad. Was missed. Played bishop c4. d3 rather, excuse me, with the idea, I suppose, of bishop c4. h6. Bishop back. Queen d4. What do we do now? Very messy position. Galder wants bishop b1. That would be a slap in the face, given that we just played bishop d3 2 moves ago. Is b3 interesting? No. That's exactly, B Concord, what happened. That's exactly what happened. White captured on h6. They took back. And then white captured on f7 as well. Now, this is very gnarly to face when you are black. It's very unpleasant to hold. Doable. But this is not what you want to play with black. What's wrong with knight f7 first? Good question. And the answer is not a lot. But in this case, queen f4 was black's plan. And the more material coming off, the less likely we are going to do anything. And then here. And here white's only move to stay in the game, which is going to be a motive we are going to see later. Let's see who can find white's only move here. $25 handle blitz. Knight h7 is illegal. I can't go here, brother. Knight h8 is legal and is the best move. Threatening mate on knight g6. And then queen f2 check, king h1, queen takes, king g8. And black has got a lot of pull for the material invested. All of a sudden, the initiative swings to black. And now it's us defending, although we're technically out material. A beautiful demonstration of the complexity of chess. Alright, let's go back. So the game saw bishop takes h6 first, then knight f7. They played rook e8. Now both knight e5 and knight h8 are very good moves here. Yeah, those bishops were nasty. Indeed. Knight h6 was played in the game. an inaccuracy. But so is queen f4. Queen f4 is actually a game-losing mistake. And again, I would like to remind you that as much as I am very partial to Sydney Sweeney, this is even sexier. Cody, 2 unknowns playing Blitz. Don't worry about it. Just enjoy the show. Who cares who played it? If it's not famous like you, don't worry. Exactly, queen h5 again. Was missed again. And mate is imminent. Absolutely sensational stuff. Ooh, man. Yeah. Imagine pulling this off. Note that queen takes e6 in strong contrast is completely useless on account of queen takes. Even bishop d5 may be playable, but I can take that. But queen h6 is killing. Why play now g4? Obvious garbage. And the game ended in a bit of an anticlimax. And now all of a sudden white is winning. Who can see the final tactic after knight takes e8? White to move, be a rock star. Rook e3 doesn't cut it, actually. And the reason for that is because now I have bishop d2, you take this, I go here, and everybody is hanging. So you need to reverse the move order, a common tactical pattern, and you take first. This again brings about the checks, captures, threats. You started with a threat. Not good. Capture first, then you move on to threats. And now after takes check, we are going to recuperate the bishop. And then 3 connected passes is just gonna be absolute carnage city. You are welcome. Alright, Code, have you got anything for us to look at? There was queen f2, but it doesn't change anything. Queen f2, you take. There is check. And now you take, and just pull back. And although white is only a pawn up, but because of the very poor coordination amongst the black pieces, we're going to win here. But that's a very, very good observation and question. Shout out to you. That's okay. I quickly need to take a toilet break anyway. So I will be back in about 37 seconds. Easy. Mama left you some pasta if you want for lunch later. Wow. Before we leave. Okay. Alright. Let's go, baby. Just send me a message. Oh, Jazz sent me a game too. That's cool. We might get to that. Okay, Code is yet to send me his stuff. Code, you here, buddy? Alright, Code is not sending me anything. So I'm gonna go to your account now. Yeah, David, send me a game, buddy. Like, you just chucked in 10 subbies, so you definitely earned at the very least one. Sure. Hi, Moves! How are you going? Davis, you can just send me a message here. You can send me a message on ChessCom. Like, there are so many ways to do it, buddy. It's yeah. Alright, while we are dicking around, I will just go onto Code Mode's profile and I will pick a game. Oh shit, lots of blades. Have I seen this? Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. Let's see. Okay, that's ambitious. I don't mind that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are behind the white pieces. What is your thinking? What do you play here for white? We are not playing f takes e5. That's a very, very good take right away, Chameleon Eyes. So can you please educate our good friend Code Mode why this was never an idea to look at this? Because it opens the dark squared bishop for black. That's one reason. So let's break this down to basic language, which is what we always like to use. So f takes e5 releases tension. What is our rule about tension? We only release tension when we benefit from it. The game went f takes, d takes, bishop e3. Why would you take on e5 to do this? Why? How is this benefiting from tension? Well, then why did you do it, bruv? You know the concept and you are absolutely slaughtering it the first given opportunity. Why? And almost always, this is the most breathtaking thing about this, that almost always, after people play the absolute garbage release tension, they almost always play the move that they should have played instead of releasing the tension. But I actually would have preferred here to play knight c3 because why the hell not? Bro, like, I don't understand the maths, the way how maths works in your head. Right now, you have got two central pawns and one side central. Note, I'm gonna color it for you, yeah? Versus one central and nothing else. By taking this, you are trading your side central for a non-central. You lose value. Why would you do that? The maths is not in your favor, nor is the visual. Nothing works. Like, there's no way to look at it and you go like, yeah, this is the interesting thing that people often misunderstand. So a pawn is central if it's in the center, not if it's D or E. Right? Like that, you can't argue that right now I have got two central pawns with white. No, I don't. I have one. That's in the center. This is not a central pawn. That it has potential to be a central pawn. Currently, it isn't. Right? Like, you cannot say that in this position, both sides have equal amount of things in the center. Hello? Like, how? I have two pawns in the center, you only have one. That means I have got two central pawns, you have one. So if you trade this, that's an absolute dog shit of a move because you are trading central for non-central. Those are the two things that come off. Welcome to Chess Principles Reloaded, center. So f takes e5 loses value. That's not a fun way to look at it, Griswold. That's the correct way to look at it. I'm glad that you find it fun, but predominantly it's correct, not fun. And people don't teach this stuff other than me, and I don't know why. Homeless in the house. Welcome. Welcome in. No, I don't like c3 because it's not necessary. And by the way, I forgot to tell you one final thing, and that is that why are we not winning a pawn here? Hello? Because this take actually does yield a lot, because after retake, take, we just won a pawn for nothing. So, correct. That was Homeless, the final point I wanted to deliver, that D actually does win. H3 would be, thank you Cody, preferable if it weren't losing a pawn, because take is not exactly what the doctor ordered. So H3 would be fine if D4 was covered. But yeah, this is the final thing, Cody, that how is it that you looked at FE but you didn't look at DE? Which forces black to take here. And now I wouldn't take, I wouldn't. But now you have the bishop pair and super sexy development, which justifies the release of tension. I wouldn't say it's bad thinking. I would say it's lack of thinking. Not wanting to hurt your feelings. Yeah, but that's bullshit because you see that you are over-attacking e5, so you calculate concretely, not in airy-fairy terms. You can evaluate this in airy-fairy terms because this looks shite and you can't win a pawn. But in this one you can. Yeah, but queen a5 is also quite risky. Yeah, exactly. Getting a big advantage is not lame, that's for sure. Right, anyway, let's move on. Let's see what happened. So we went bishop e4, take, bishop e3. Actually, I do think that this is this has transposed into some mainline Caro-Kann fantasy variation, I believe. Like some shit like this, right? Like take, and then some move, like bishop e3. I don't know how it works, but basically, by some cheating, we arrive in this. I haven't received it yet, Davis, but I'm sure that it will come soon. Right, let's get back to the game. Stockfish definitely doesn't say that FE is the best here. Not a chance. I don't know what Stockfish you're looking at, but not a chance. That is completely out of the question. You made me very curious though, because now I just checked with 7 different engines and they all say d takes e5 is 1.3. Yeah, exactly. So, no. No is the short and the long answer. Right, oh, let's go on. Sorry, I keep on saying let's go on and then we don't. So c5, bishop back. Tuck, tuck. Yeah, so this is now all kinds of shit. We have the isolated pawn. Our king is a bit funky. We shouldn't lose this, but it's not an easy ride anymore. What the frock? Bishop e7. In a rapid game. Freaking hell. Like, hello, bishop takes g7. Ay, ay, ay. No, that's correct. Now the irony is that I can't explain really why, but I'm leaning here towards c3 rather than knight c3. Okay, I'm going to give you an answer why I like c3 a lot more than knight c3. But most of it is positional understanding, I suppose, so it's not that easy to explain. So c3 basically introduces a setup where I'm going to put the knight here, the king here, and the bishop, I don't know, any of the above is gonna be fine, yeah? My position is compact, all pieces make sense, and nothing can be targeted. So look at this, knight e2 here, castles, king c2, whatever the hell, and then let's say I play something like this. I just did. Beautiful, compact position, all pieces are well placed, and you can't be hurt. That's my explanation, Cody. So I can't give you a better one than this, buddy. That's as good as it gets. With knight c3, the location of your king is uncertain. The knight can't move because b2 is hanging. So you haven't solved the majority of your problems yet. Like 98 times out of 100, this is the healthiest move. This is the exception. Having said that, you're completely winning here too. Okay, so this is extremely naive. You are pinned here. Your opponent has just played knight c6. That means knight d4 is on. And then you literally force your opponent to do this to you. What? Why? Why don't we just go king c1 and bring the rook and trade? And disallow knight d4 to hit you like a truck. Which I would still do with black, but it's a lot less effective. As a matter of fact, I'm not a big fan of bishop b5 here to begin with. Yeah, sorry Code, but unfortunately that is storytelling. Like, I don't want to stick my rook in the corner either. So what do we do with that, buddy? Like, why not? Am I gonna get mated if I keep this rook here for the next 5 moves? My next move is rook d1 trying to trade rooks. And then this one will come out. Am I gonna get hurt in the next 5 moves as a result of me burying the rook alive? I like it too, but dude, beggars can't be choosers. Like, you need to walk into some shit no matter what. Whether you choose to stick, to bury your rook for a little while, or you walk into this. Now you're telling me you like peace activity. Well, guess who has got peace activity here? Not you. It's black who is now having all the fun. Active piece, active piece, active piece. Lots of semi-loose items on the board. It doesn't look like fun. Exactly. Whereas after king c1, you're definitely not having active pieces. Nor do they. And you have got this very handy plan. It's ugly. I'm not debating that. I'm the last guy to promote fugly moves like this. That I'm very reluctant to walk into this. Your opponent didn't do that. Holy shit. Oh god. Oh wow. Name the worst move on the board. Holy smokes. Okay. We're golden now. Yep, I dig it. I think I would have preferred king e3 here to immediately release the pin and, yeah, not get big black things in your face. Yes. Yeah, king e3 was definitely the move, brother. Yeah, this was a bit iffy. Okay, so if we have to lose material, which I'm sure you saw that after bishop here, bishop was gonna get trapped. Why don't we pull back, play king e3, hanging the knight, or at least kind of. And if they take, you just take back. And now we have got this pawn mass that is going to roll up, 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 up. That would make more sense than going in there and take that land random bozo, because now your pawns are still shit. If only it worked, but I'm afraid 95 is gonna release that thing, right? Yes, baby! Yes! Neat. What? Hello? That was subtle. Sheesh kebab, man. Alright, I'll take it. Cheers to Cody. Alright. Slightly topsy-turvy, but we take it. Okay, that was an L. Why are you losing games? Since when was that acceptable? Oh, we've seen this already. That broke my heart on multiple occasions. That broke my heart. Alright, let's go back to... Oh, this genius sent me a message on Chess.com with a Lee Chess link. Dude, You do know that you can copy out PGNs from Lichess and then send them as a message? Right? Like, shout out for a ChessCom streamer, right? Well, you're telling me that you don't know how PGNs work. Hello? Well, let me educate you, brother, because this is a life skill. So. No, it's okay. I will get it out. But, like, seriously, man. That was next level, that you send me a Lichess link instead of sending me the game. Oh, by the way, that link is broken too, so... Oh, man. You are a fucking legend. Not only does he send me a Lichess link, but it's even broken. Oh. Oh, maybe the full stop is not part of it. Yeah, that's a good call. Let me try to do it without. What a champion. Yeah, that was actually a good catch. That was it. Okay, we have got the game. So now we're going to copy it. Oh man, that was classic. How you can tell you're a chess player without saying you're a chess player 101. All right, Davis. Well, let me tell you one thing. By copying a PGN, you will never ever get a virus. And not a chance. Zero chance whatsoever. Could you humor me and tell me what color you are? I didn't look at your message. White, okay. Oh yeah, you told me that this was Dragozin, yeah. Why are we walking into knight b4, brother? I'm crying now, as the author of the course. Against the grain, yes, so this is how it works. Doesn't seem like YouTube is taking the commands. I don't know why. Why are the commands not working? Fuck me. I hate it. They don't work on YouTube for whatever reason. So yeah, walking into knight b4 here is not exactly pretty. Right? Oh shit, I needed to activate it on YouTube too. Okay, so we're good now. Okay, let's try it. Maybe I need to refresh, I don't know. Alright, so bishop d3 is horrid. Oh. Wow! What rating are we? Oh, it's 1800? Yeah, a3 is totally fine there. Yeah, absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. Wow, okay, I need to fix up YouTube. Apparently the commands don't work. I need to link up things. Oh my god, man, like bishop d3, queen c2, pattern recognition has left the chat, right? Knight b4. Oh. Maybe, like a3, any day of the week. And in fact, now depending on what they do, you could actually send it. Like g6 should be a red flag. Seriously, if they played some bozo move here like this, I would fucking send it, man. Apollo, that statement unfortunately is completely invalid unless you put it in context. What opening, what structure, what position, like, it's not like black is doomed for plans in chess. It means that you don't understand the openings you're playing. My god, man, like, how could you blunder this, like, for 5 moves? It's crazy, City. Both of you. And by the way, what's the point of c5? Did we miss the release tension lesson, or what's cooking here? Like, it's one thing that you missed knight b4, but c5? Hello? Not a pretty move. Okay, let's move on. Oh my word. Like, okay, so let's try to make sense of what's going on the board. Bishop f8 introduces the threat of e5. And now I'm just ignoring knight b4, right? So you need to play a move that tames the e5 threat. There is exactly one move on the board that does that. What is that move? Of course, bishop b5 every day of the week. And now e5 is not playable. This is the ping-pong nature of chess, that they hit the ball to your side saying, I'm threatening e5. And then you hit the ball back with knight e5, which happens to blunder a pawn to this. That's not the right way to answer the question. So you were asked the question, and you gave a completely false, wrong, incorrect answer. Okay, so knight e5, knight b4. And all of a sudden now this somehow resembles a chess game after like 4,000 blunders by both colors. Atar, good to hear that, man. Awesome. And thank you for tuning in. Welcome. Against the game. So basically it's on YouTube, it's a $15 dono. Actually, I will show you the command response from Twitch. I will just copy it in for you. Those are the terms and conditions. All right, 97 f4, please. Good. Okay, now we're playing some chess. Now we're playing some chess. It feels a bit soon. I would have liked to connect some dots. Bishop out somewhere. Makes sense to me. And maybe e4 is not actually outlandish, because if your opponent leaves the center, we conquer the center. My only misgiving about this is that they might come back. If I was sure that they took, I would have been happy. Or if I could somehow move the knight and play e5. But now it's a bit wonky. Oh, wait. E4. Wow. Somehow I feel like I would have felt almost compelled to play here a4 first to ensure I can retake with pawn and then consider e4. But let's see. Oops. That was the wrong button. Sorry. So we played e4. Okay, so your opponent lost the plot completely. So they needed to take this. Which is why... Oh yeah, thank you, Cody, for that. So I found it out, guys, that the thingo works. If you are a ChessCom paying member, if you add my link, which is somewhere listed, but I will add it as a command, then I get a cut. Without you having to pay more. So, in a way, that's the best way to support me, because it costs you nothing, and I get a cut. Yes, he does, from multiple sources. Yeah, I'm very curious what we would have done after take. Take, because he knight takes d5, looks whoopsie daisies. Yes, you can, Museski, yes. I'm going to put in the chat the link that you need to add to the end. Or rather use the full link. I'm going to put it in the chat now. That's the link. If you want to renew your ChessCom membership and you use that link, I get a cut. And yes, you can use it on renewals. I think it's a bit of a pain, like you might have to not re-register, but go through the process for the payment process from get-go, something like that, but I'm sure that you will not mind doing that for me. Anyway, take, and now it's game over. So, chat, candidate moves, please. Homeless, accurate. This is a Robin Hood act. You take money from the rich ChessCom and give it to the poor, which is me. Love it. Absolutely bishop g5. Davis, what the hell, man? Like, why are we rushing this? Premature attaculation. I know it does, but why is that's not the move we're playing? Like, 96 can be played any given move. That's not the move. You played 96 in the game, brother. And you completely pooped the bed, because now after rook f8, you got nothing. You go bishop g5. The queen buggers off. You go knight d6. Knight f6 wins too, by the way. And if rook f8, you can win an exchange at the very least. Oh, is that your modus operandi? But to be honest, I would, every day of the week, I would go knight f6 here. And go for a mate on the dark squares. Thank you very much. Yeah, that was a shocker. Oh, shit. Okay, I don't want to sound too critical, but I don't understand pretty much any move you play. Like, here if I was white and someone told me white to play a queen move, I would go queen g3 every day of the week, because it facilitates bishop g5. What the fuck does queen f3 do? Like, what do you do now if I give you another move? Like, I just pass. Like, I play a nothing. What's your move? I don't get this. I honestly don't understand. Like, if you tell me that you wanted to take this, I'm gonna fall off this chair. And what the hell is the point of queen g4? So, fine. You play queen g4, I play another pass. What do you do then? No, you're not answering me now. Like, what was the plan behind Queen F3? I'm dying to understand it. What was the... No, don't do that. You are not allowed to make fun of you. That's what I'm doing. You need to answer the questions. I don't remember. That's hilarious. I don't remember. No, it's not. But come on, like I could just defend it, right? I agree with you, but you do agree with me, Homeless. I'm sure that there is no fucking way that in its position our plan should be to take B7, right? Or if it is, then take it right now. Like, why do we have to dilly-dally with the queen for 7 moves? Yeah, but if it wasn't, then it makes no sense. To overprotect f6. Well, guess what? You failed. It doesn't protect f6. We're going from bad to worse here, brother. To be fair, f6 is also playable against my queen g3. But then at least I'm well suited to take it. Because now I'm not sitting in 7,000 tempi. Anyway, let's move on. Okay. Actually, it's at least consistent because this allows f6. Sadly, it does allow f5. But that's a different story. Yes! Oh, man. Yeah, queen h4 is the move, of course. Homeless knows how chess pieces move. Yeah. Dude, how is this 1800 level over the board long time control? No offense, but this is a shit show and a half. A6. Why? Yeah. Whew. Okay, now we've got this, baby. Now we've got this. Now we've got this. Or so I hope. Did we have a tactic of taking this, check, and then rook f1? Let me see this. Take. King back and rook here. That wins the house, yeah? Hopefully. Queen e7 check, king d8, and then rook f7. Okay, I didn't quite calculate it when I announced the idea of knight f7, but it does work. Oh, is this about a cheeky rook f7? No, absolutely none whatsoever, Moomin Troll, and you should not ever attempt that shit. No. Converting chesscom to USCF OTB is like trying to convert your body count to how many girls you have spoken to in your life. Like, not working. Forget about it. It's absolutely not workable. Absolutely forget about it. That was a very neat tactic, Davis, in the end. Somewhat redeemed yourself there. Yes, it was not your finest. I agree. I'm reluctant to call it terrible. In fact, I would not do that. But it was not pretty, man. It was not pretty. I mean, missing knight b4 in the opening phase. was yeah, was not the one we wanted. That was not the one we wanted. All right. Any other games we have on the menu? Alright, Cody, send it, buddy. Or where is it? Is that on your account? Any good Tata Steel games? Yeah, there is plenty. Yeah, the night before fork was learned for sure. Homeless, what's happening with you, buddy? I haven't seen you for ages. Anything exciting in your life, buddy? Adriano Caba. Well, Adriano Caba. TT Dows. What the hell? How are you going, bud? Alright, while we are digging around, I will have a look at Tata. I haven't seen the games from last round. So what was yesterday? Round 6, yeah? 5. Yeah, Keimer finally won a game. Let's have a look-see. It's a shit cut, so I'll copy it into an anal board. Okay. Yeah, I did see the Sindarov game, yes. Homeless, send me the FEN for that. I would love to see it. Yeah, I did see the Judy documentary coming, yes. So what's wrong with f6 here? Bishop back here. So why are we provoking f6? Whoa. Tindy, what the freak, man? You can't keep it in your pants. Apparently you want a different game to be analyzed. Okay, so we provoke f6 so that this check is threatened. That's very smart. That is very smart. Okay. Oof. Hot. Hot. So if tak, Matutsky. Ouch. Of course, this is still 100% book and prep. Oh, guaranteed. There is no way that black would go into this crazy, wild variation without being prepped. I guarantee you that Aravind had this position at home on the board. 100%. Like, not even a shadow of a doubt in my mind. Not a chance. That this was not book. Oh, everything indicates yes, exactly. And I mean, if you look at the time discrepancy, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay, so a5. I was thinking how wild of an idea would be to castle here. But the engine doesn't seem to appreciate my relentless desire and aggression desire for aggression. Yeah, this is definitely the right way to play. No need to provoke drama when structurally we are so far ahead. Ah. I thought it was gonna be some 1919 shit. Yeah, very. Very. I think it's a good practical weapon for black, actually. What? Did he blunder f4? No way. Yeah, bishops are looking menacing. But this is weird. Don't you think any tips recommended for improving time management? Not really. Having trouble with time management usually is something I find that is a very personal thing. Like, I think general advice there is difficult to provide. I would love to see some games where you got into time trouble, where you have the record of how much time you spent on the moves. So I thought that maybe rook g7 here to deny f4, and then rook e8, queen e5. And I almost prefer black here. Yes, tough almost. I prefer black here. What do you reckon, Homeless? Am I high or am I sensible? Once again, shout out to Tindy for the 50 buccarinos. I really appreciate you, man. Oh, you sent me the Aravind Niemann game. Is that the one where Niemann went Queen Saccarino and absolutely ripped a new one to Aravind? Yeah. You have become a bit of a Niemann fanboy, haven't you? Oh, I was saying, Homeless, that I don't think that rook e8 makes any sense because of f4 per game. And I do think that after rook g7, black is objectively the side that has all the fun here. And I would be picking black any day of the week here. Rook e8 coming, this is coming. I don't see what white is doing here. Not a fan. Not a fan. H3 here. Take, F4. I don't know, man. I don't think you wanted this. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess maybe knight f3 take and then something, but absolute wild shit. And welcome to the land of triple zeros. Yeah, I don't know, man. Objectively speaking, I think there is no world where I would play in this position rook e8 instead of rook g7. Because after rook e8, I don't like this for black. Like, this is not fun. The previous position, I could make it fun. This one, I cannot. Anyone in the candidate? Yeah, Giri. Giri is my boy. H5 is your move? Yep. Why, Giri? Because that is his last chance. I found that interview extremely underwhelming. Actually, I really didn't like that interview. I really liked the fact about how he spoke about the fact that chess is fun when everyone cares. But even that, like the idea of that needed 2 minutes and they spoke about that for 15. But overall, it just, I don't know. I was listening to it, but somehow I didn't feel that a lot of things were uncovered. They also shied away, or Master Reader shied away from some pointy questions that a lot of people wanted to hear. Oh yeah, he does want it badly, yes, and I think that, you know, it would be cool. I don't want to stir up the pot now, Davis, but if you follow the events of the chess world, it's kind of obvious. Yeah, me too, but there were some things that a journalist would have asked. I absolutely despise chess drama, but there is a degree of it that you have to accept that it's part of our existence. Anyway, yeah, this looks very bad. Okay, so Keimer hasn't won a game for a fair while, and then he wins this. And this must have felt really, really good, because he very clearly got caught in this line. If you look at the time consumption of the players, it's crystal clear that Aravind had this prepared. So he gets caught in a prep, with white, by the way, and he somehow keeps his cool and turns around the game very, very handily. Nice work. Now, I feel like I owe Tindy as much as having a look at this Hans Niemann game. For the continued donos, and I might actually call it a day on that one. So this was Aravind Niemann. No. Yes, because Apollo, the Najdorf is something that, although is incredibly theoretical, there are a lot of patterns and schemes in it that support your understanding and ability to play it reasonably well without memorizing a shed load of theory. It's still a landmine, or a minefield rather. It is a minefield, but yeah. It's something that you can play on field decently well as long as you have got your head screwed on tactically. And it's fundamentally sound. It does offer you very realistic winning chances, so there's a lot that goes for it. Sevi! It is actually quite ironic that this reverse... It just occurred to me now. This reverse Maruti bind, I almost preferred this with the tempo down for black. And the reason for that is because when you do the white side of it, there is a problem there. And that problem looks like this. If you play knight c2 here, bishop takes c3, in my opinion, is a super pain in the ass line to play against. But if you play it with reverse colors, then because of the white knight is already on f3, you can't take on c6. Apollo, what is your rating? I am very intrigued now. I'm very intrigued. Yeah, he's mostly Najdorf, yeah. I mean, why to change a winning team? You keep it a secret, but you sent me a game. Well, I mean, that will allow me to gauge your level anyway. Okay, here is another personal take. I wonder if I'm going to spark a debate with I'm Homeless on this one. Thank you, Savvy. I appreciate you, man. I fucking hate f4 in every single Maruti bind structure. I always think that it yields nothing but weaknesses to white. I was sad when I switched from Grimfeld to Queen's Gambit accepted. Well, they are two very different stories, that's for sure. Now it's not above your pay grade, bullshit artist. Come on. You could play it after 2 days without any dramas. Yeah, I don't like this position for white at all. Like, not a smidge. Yeah, f5 was, yeah, weird. fe had to be played for sure. But I don't like this for white at all. I never liked it. I always think that this just weakens shit without bringing in any meaningful pluses. Look, he wanted an imbalanced position with a kingside attack, but I don't believe in the attack at all. In fact, black's queenside play is fine. Yes, but you understand a lot about chess. And consequently, you would understand everything about the knight off very, very quickly. Yeah, it looks like it's one-way traffic, man. Like, Hans is killing it. Nice retreat. Knight b3 is now on the menu. And now this just rolled it in, man. Like, what was your main weapon as black against e4, Homeless? Classical Sicilian or what? Yeah, Hans does play enterprising chess for sure. Yeah, this looks like a complete whitewash, blackwash. Jeez, man, like this is unfair. Infinite window of time. Thank you. Yeah, the engine just wants a2, and frankly, I find it difficult to argue with. Oh, fun to watch. Like, cool. I don't know. It's just attractive, fun. Yeah, right. Like, then I'm calling even more bullshit on what you're saying, because there is quite a bit of overlap between the Rouser and many Night Elf lines. I used to play both, still do. Yeah, this is just carnage, man. Like, I have no commentary. He just killed the kid. He just absolutely killed the kid. But this is beautiful. Well, I mean, if you don't want it, why would you play it, right? So now rook c1 is terminal. So e5 is immune to capture. And e2 after dc, rook c, this is terminal. Bishop e4. And now the check doesn't win because the bishop covers the rook. Deviant attack. Great, great. And this is the winning chicken dinning. Ah, the Tindy, this is not long-term queen sack, man. Like, it's instant term. Like, and the queen is gone and I'm winning. That's how long-term it was. Half a move term queen sack. There was nothing long-term about this, man. Okay, I will show you a beautiful line. Knight e2 check, bishop f1, knight c4. Now that is a sexy line. $60 moves left before queening, whatever. Oh my god. So if queen takes, then we just play knight c3, blocking the queen's path and getting a new queen. Thank you very much. And now I just needed to dodge the perpetual check. And with that done, the game is over. Booyah! Well, this is not a knight off, so I don't know who sent this to me, but this is not from Apollo Legalisis. And Code Mode is also not Apollo Legalisis. Code, we have already seen this game, buddy. Right? But I'm gonna happily go through this again. Okay, so this queen on t3, my friend, should attack your eyes like a fucking magnet. And you would want to go after it because of that. What is the move we are missing here? That was a trump, not a Sicilian. And you kept on complaining about the Sicilian, so I'm confused. B6. Hello. Winning the game. What's going on? And in fact, you could have played it already here with bishop a6. Yeah, go for it, Deviant. I don't know how you propose to do that, but I am all for it, man. Yeah, b6 was a big miss there. Yeah, and now you played it when it was too late. Isn't that ironic? This is good. This is good. Yep. Hello, what? Bro, like, you are pinned, no? Davis, thank you for the sub, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I don't know what our good friend Cody is doing here when he blunders e5. No, you didn't. This is the game you sent me, and we have gone through this already, so I'm happy to call it a day. Oh, I know which game you're talking about. I think I have it actually up. No, I don't. No, no. No, I don't. Okay, never mind. Call it? What do you mean? Yeah, frick e5, man. That is bad. Oh, Banguela! Hello, hello. Thank you. Yeah, and he missing f3, buddy. That was a cardinal sin like no other. Joel Cato in the house. Welcome, welcome. G5 before Queen E8. Well, Queen E8 wasn't played, so I'm guessing you mean it here, which would have been a good move. I approve. Good question. Bishop e5 and then the bishop escapes on the long diagonal, but overall it looks very healthy. Like queen e8 now, the bishop buggers off, and then g4 or e5, either or. And you are good. You are good. Call it a day. Why? Am I talking nonsense or what? Why are you sending me away code? Ah, well, I was going to soon. But I feel like now that you sent this game, I want to have a... Yeah. But still. A sexy motif he would have been bishop g6, bishop h5. Ah, fuck. Rook g6, man. Ay. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go through this trump game that this other human sent me. Because I'm very curious. Because I want to gauge the strength of this human. Which color are we? Black. Okay, let me just zip through h6. Holy Moses. Okay. Alright. So... based on what I'm seeing here, the problem is not denied of. Oh, why are we not taking this bishop, man? Like, h6, not exactly what the doctor would order, but I'm willing to skip this. c6 here is like, what on earth are we doing? Queen e2, what is he doing? Bishop b4, what are we doing? What is going on, man? Ay. Now, these moves are very good. Now, I would have probably gone here, Burko, with b5. Yeah. Like, almost 100%. b5, take, and freaking bring it, man. And rip them a new one here, rip them a new one here. It looks like black is already heavily in command. Heavily in command. Why so harsh on c6? Because it's ugly. And I'm a big advocate of ugly moves shouldn't be played because they are ugly. That's why. But often I'm irrationally partial towards non-ugly moves. Yep, I dig this. Yeah, so if I had two candidates here, it would be either knight takes or f5. f5 knight, f5 knight, g6 is cheeky. But now they have queen f3, so maybe it's not that good. Yeah, no, I would have taken d3. I like this. This is aggro. Very good. C8. Okay, so I don't know what to tell you, man, about this game, because you played some absolutely outlandishly crazy ideas. And then you played from here on out about 15 back-to-back top engine moves. So, good on ya. Like, from here on out, it's top engine moves all the way. I'm not qualified to criticize this, man. What the fuck? Oh. Hello? Bro, what? Dude, can I buy lessons from you, please? Hello? Please, tell us your hourly rate. I want lessons. Dude, like, I'm down to like 25 top engine moves back to back. Oh yeah, whatever, man. Whatever. That was fun while it lasted. Okay. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. It's like, bro. Okay, now I am, for shits and giggles, I'm going to run an engine run 92.6 with one mistake, which was A5. Like from move 17 to move 38. More than that, actually. Now we move 40. And we're still killing it. Dude, I don't want to know what your rating is anymore. That's crazy. And now we are not playing Bishop B1 for real? What? How? How do you play like insane, absolutely insane tactics and then not play Bishop B1 here? Oh, I'm not thinking anything, man, but I am reluctant to say anything anymore. Because it will either make me look like a clown or it will make you look even worse. So I'm just enjoying the show at this point. It's like, it was fun. Thanks for sending this, man. 4 brilliant moves, Cody. Wait, are you Jabava? That would explain things. Are you Badur? But Badur wouldn't play this bishop b4 check. That's the thing that... The rest is explainable by Badur standards. Well, Badur Jabava's Lichess username is something about Apollo. That's what clicked. Was this OTB, by the way? Yeah, OTB. Yeah, man. I predict a bright future for you in chess. Fucking hell. Wait, this is not it. Yeah, Athena Pallada, that's right, yep. Yeah. Okay, I have seen this game, Cody, and this was in the 3 batch that you sent me. And I wanted to tell you something about this. What the fuck is e5, man? Like, this needs to stop here, now. I don't know why we are playing e5. We need to stop playing e5 here. Castles. Bishop e7, queen e1. This is your attacking pattern. And it almost always is f5, not e5. And I tell you what you were thinking, and I will tell you how wrong you are. You played f5, e5 here because I don't usually do it. I thought Engine told me I was trying to think for my... Whatever. So you did it because you wanted to open up the f file. But it doesn't work like that because I don't have to take it. I can just go knight g4, knight d5, yada yada yada. And even this is positionally not justified. Like the monster bishop on this diagonal and the knight on d5 outweigh the semi-open f file heavily. Griswold, I don't know what you're trying to say there. So yeah, castles, bishop e7 and queen e1. None of this is negotiable. And after castles, you can start thinking about how to do this. Overall, I dislike the whole thing, as you know too well. But at least now this looks like some kind of a kingside attack. Maybe queen g3, I don't know. And then f5 ideas. Yeah, it is like a Grand Prix, except it's shit. And part of the reason for that is because it's an inferior version of the Grand Prix. And even the Grand Prix is shit. So an inferior version of it would also be less than impressive, right? Tindi, get out with your... Yeah, he was Japava, for sure. Yeah, this is not good, friend. This is not good. And now, out of nowhere, we have a winning position because of bishop h6. Yeah, the bishop f4 pet lines against the Taimanov were not bad, actually. No, yes, that's right. You don't need to guess. It's a statement. We know that it was in Jabava. Yeah, rook f3 was a very unfortunate recapture-itis. We'll talk about that later, brother. We'll talk about that later. I don't want to take all your toys away. Yeah, that's one move too late, buddy. I don't know what this was. Like, surely rook f1, right? Which actually threatens to take here. I don't know what to say to this. The rest is irrelevant. I don't know, Cody, what you were thinking here, man. Like, rook f1 and we have got a beautiful game. Looks perfectly fine. But like, yeah, how can... These are things that on 1600 level I don't find acceptable. Like, f6 is capturable legally by 2 pieces. And we don't look at both. Yeah, like, this is stuff I don't think is coachable. And it happens a lot in my coaching experience. That people just tell me, I didn't see this. And I'm like, I can train you to be a chess player, but I can't give you eyes. Like, queen right here, rook here, same diagonal, it's capturable. I don't know if and when and how it is teachable. Because on 300 level, it's very clearly a common occurrence that people just don't see. But on 1600 level, we're way past that. So I don't know how to tell you that this is capturable without me being incredibly condescending. Right? But the fact that you played it in 5 seconds says a lot. Yeah, you just couldn't keep it in your pants, man. I mean, the fact that you... and by the way, there comes a point when I'm going to refuse looking at games like this. If you are playing a 15-10... or a 15 whatever increment, and on move 17 you are still in positive time, I'm just flatly going to refuse to look at that game. Yeah, like, it has got many funky names. I don't think it's productive to give names to shit like this, but it sells really well. But it's very basic. When you have an idea, you want to disprove it. Because that's your way of proving it. You can you can write a full book about the phenomenon, but I find it completely unnecessary theorizing. It is worth exactly 1 sentence, but improvers are obsessed with theories and giving names to their shit. It's like, calculate the fuck out of it. Like, you have 2 captures, look at them. Prove it wrong. If you can't, it's correct. That's the theory. I don't think it's worth any more than that. But yeah, to get back to my point, as a coach, it is my policy that if you are dedicated to playing a half-an-hour game and then you are on positive time on move 17, then you didn't show up. You disrespected yourself and your opponent, and now me as well, by wanting me to look at it as this was my chess game. No, it wasn't. It was not a chess game. It was a fucking race with pieces being thrown on the board. Hello, Courtney. Isn't it ironic that you show up right when I'm about to close shop? Welcome in, lovely lady. I hope you are doing great. It seems like the gods of chess and other goddesses and gods as well, not only chess, don't want us to be together again. No, he didn't break me. Not at all. It's more the other way around. It's just not good enough. Like, you have to have standards. You need to demand high standards from yourself before you demand the same level of standards from your environment, right? That works in every walks of life. Like, imagine that you are an absolute pig in your home, but you demand everybody else around you to tidy up the house. It doesn't work like that. Like, you need to lead by example. So you need to put your best effort into this if we also want to then give it a genuine effort at figuring out what was going on. Right now, thanks for tuning in. No, that's actually not surprising. That is actually normal, because usually what happens is that when one player starts playing very fast, the other one feels compelled to keep the tempo because they feel like, oh, I'm falling behind on the clock, instead of thinking what is right, which is that, my opponent is not using their time, so consequently they are playing shit chess. And to beat shit chess, I need to spend my time. Instead, people start playing fast moves as well, and now we have got a comedy where both players play horrendous moves in an incredible pace. Yeah. I think it's, if you are prone to making that mistake, then don't play rapid after a blitz sesh. It's not conducive to anything good. Courtney hasn't hasn't touched base with the gods of dating or chess with her timings. It's really not on. Blunderman, anytime, brother. Anytime. 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 Alright, ladies. I gotta bounce. It was an absolute joy to have you on board. Tomorrow is Friday. Your timing may be the worst in chess and favorite streamers. And dating. Deviant Attack, please come back tomorrow and we are going to have a good look-see at your masterpiece tomorrow. But now, unfortunately, I have got lots of other duties to attend to. And so consequently, I need to beat it. Shout out to all the people who sent some money my way today, in particular Cord and Tindy. Also, thank you for the generous subscriptions. Please don't forget to use that code if you are a ChessCom paying member. I will be on tomorrow. I'm likely going to have a hit at 10 o'clock. We'll be back at home by 11. Shava, Taka, 11:30. So I will be starting the stream similar time as today, maybe a bit earlier. So Courtney, if you would like to see the hottest version of me, tomorrow is not weekend, tomorrow is Friday. I might even cut my hair for you, Courtney, so I'm offering now goods that I usually don't. If you're still refusing me, I'm very, very, very hurt. In general, I'm not, I'm not used to refusal from ladies at all. It's always a yes or a yes, please. There's no other way about it. And the can I have some more from the very educated ones who read classic literature, Charles Dickens and the like. Anyway, no innuendo with the Dickens there, by the way. All right, that's it for today. Take care, lovely people. Actually, I need to figure out who to raid. Ay. Asian Bunny is not on, so who are we raiding? My time about sometime after 1 is what that's gonna be. Does anyone know who I'm raiding? Alright, we'll raid Joe Bruin because I have no idea what else is going on. Alright. Take care, lovely humans. Love you big time. Cheerio. Courtney, don't forget tomorrow. We've got a chess date. Bye.